Well, it's sadly that time that some of you dread when you see my videos. It is the draft recap, not a championship recap, a normal draft recap of our season of APA low tier. And unfortunately, it's how the season has to end. And I'm not to be funny, thrilled about how we ended the season. I still had a lot of fun, and I had redemption this season, so I think this counts as a win in my book. But if you guys are excited to hear about the story and the recap of how well our team did this season, definitely hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Phil Shocker crew today because you'll be further with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let us go ahead get into this draft recap. So, getting into the recap here, we're going to first talk about the mons that we did make free agency over the time periods and everything like that. So, big importance right there that we didn't discuss real quick. So, let's go over it. We first have Tangela, which never got to see the light of day, I don't believe. I think Tangela could have been actually probably a better grass type for us to use this season, but I think Sceptile was just slightly better, just slightly, I don't know, but it was something right there. Alolan Muck could have been actually pretty good in some matches, I think. If we had kept it around, like I think it would have been if we brought like a really defensive Muck set, maybe that would have been good against Cody potentially. But I think that result could have still been the same thing potentially. But I generally think there were some things that we did with Muck that were good, but again, Muck was one of those mons that was dropping or on some other stuff, so that was a big cause of concern and everything like that. But in the end, it was just not worth it in my opinion. But Muck was still good. Linoon is definitely something I kind of do regret because if we had just brought Linoon to Cody, Regirock was burned. We could have gotten probably a free belly drum at one point, and we actually probably could have swept with Linoon going into the match with Cody. So I do have regret on that. I do have regret with Linoon. I think Linoon could have actually worked. I don't know, maybe just something with Linoon just didn't scream out to me that was really good. I felt like it was just so easy to predict Linoon and everything like that. So, Alolan Dougie, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if regular Dougie was better. I don't know if Alolan Dougie was better. I just don't know. But in the end, we used both Dougies, which I think deserves to have a meme award right there. But I don't know. I don't know how I felt about Dougie. This one was only the one I really kind of felt bad with, and that was losing Regice. Regice, I think, could have been really, 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 really good for our team, but I think in the end of the day, Regice just wasn't pulling off any work or weight I wanted him to do in this type of league. So it is a little unfortunate, but I uh I think it was good. I think we had a lot of fun with him, but who knows? Maybe next time I'll get the chance to do it. Who knows? But let's talk about the team. First, I didn't label these right, essentially. Again, I'm a professional when this comes to this. I'm gonna give Persian a little more credit. So let's start with Dougie. Dougie, definitely weakest right there. Dougie was definitely the weakest baller on their team this season. We only brought it to like 1 or 2 games, so we didn't get to do much with Dougie, so that's kind of unfortunate. But Dougie, I don't know. If it was allowed arena trap, we probably could have done something. I don't know, but who knows? Persian, have no regrets. I felt like Persian we could have utilized better. Like if I had used Persian better in that first game against Cody, maybe we would have won. I'm not guaranteed, but it probably would have been better if I could have brought that set versus him. But I was focused on the whole technician idea, so. But Persian, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever draft Persian again, but who knows? Maybe Persian has some viability that I'm not seeing here. So I don't know. Mega Ampharos, and I'm gonna honestly be honest with you guys. This was slightly the biggest letdown on the team. I'm not gonna lie. With having a Mega on the team, with there was very limited Megas, I felt like Ampharos was really good. I think what could have made Ampharos better is if we had really good Trick Room support, because there could have been agility sets we could have ran. I think Trick Room sets could have really, really been better for our team. But it is what it is. I mean, Ian Fro's got a couple of KOs and stuff like that. But I think Ampharos was still kind of fun. Probably not gonna draft Mega Ampharos again for probably a long time, honestly. But it was still an interesting Mega to try, and it was okay. Fabio is just not for me. Sceptile, second time we've used it. It could have popped off in some kind of manner and way in some aspects, but at the end, I felt like we could have done something better with it. But I don't know. It could have been different, but it still did decent for us this season. I wish I do bring special. I was gonna bring special at one point, but then physical was just way too good to pass up. But I think Subtitle's okay grass type. I think if you're looking for a really good unburdened mon, it's not too terrible. But I just think maybe next time around, I just don't know if I'll use it. So there's that. And if there was one on the team that I think tried his best to really prove himself, it's definitely Drapion here. Drapion, I think, did his very, very, very best for us this season. And what I think has made Drapion such a really good Pokemon, especially in low tier, I think this is a steal to have in low tier, just for the fact that Poison Dark typing can get covered up pretty easily well with weaknesses being ground, so there's like a good grass types, bulky waters, levitators, flying tires. Excuse me. I just felt like there were some ways we could have used Drapion a little bit more, but again, we got Drapion roughly after halfway through the season, so we didn't get to do too much with it, but it was still a Pokemon I enjoyed, and I still do treasure it. It was again one of my championship mons. So. Get into the MVPs of the season. Araquanid actually just barely makes it on here because I like to use the kill death ratio as a measurement to use for putting these mons on the team, including playoffs and stuff like that, because sometimes I don't. And Araquanid just barely makes it on there, not for really the kills, but I feel like the bulk Araquanid put on this season was actually really good. I think I've used Araquanid actually pretty well. I do want to try other Webbers out there. Like, I want to still try Galvantula. I want to retry Rabombe again. Generally speaking. But Araquanid is if I need to get that one mon that needs to just be my premier mon to use for webs or maybe even trick room offense, even if for like a water team offense if I wanted to. Araquanid is definitely my go-to there. Araquanid was really fun to use. That one game where we brought against Jacob, where we brought Charty Berry on the lead to get the kill on the one thing was really, really good. Generally thought that was a really good idea. And yeah, so really super excited to have Araquanid be a part of the MVP because it definitely deserved it. Aromatease. We didn't get if we had brought the one set and we brought aromatherapy, we could have made this Aromatease either win the game or help us win the game against Cody. I really feel like we did. I kind of knew in my gut not to change that set, but I changed it against my own judgment. And at the end of the day, it kind of cost us. We probably should have maybe just ran Mono Moonblast. Mono Moonblast probably would have been fine. But again, I wanted something to hit Vaporeon more harder, so overall, Aromatisse was a fantastic Pokemon. I still think this is an underrated fairy type that I think a lot of people should use slash try. Is fantastic. It's really bulky, gives you a good Trick Room abuser, and it gives you just a good option for setup or wish passing in general. I just generally think Aromatisse is so good, and I really recommend it to out there for a lot of people. Durant, I don't think ceases to surprise me. I think I'm relatively decently good using Durant because of just how I know when to use Violins, when to use this and that, right? And plus, Chainsaw here just wanted to flinch out Leaf's chances. I feel more bad when she called it though in one of those games, which I'm not gonna spoil which week this, so you guys can find out what it is. What it is. Even though you already spoiled that we didn't make it to the semifinals, but anyways, Durant was really great. I think Durant can be like one of those mons I can kind of semi fall back on if I really need it. We're gonna be using an FPL obviously for that reason. So hopefully we can put on some good work with Durant, and hopefully we can be able to do some more good things out there with it. So really, really excited for Durant and had a lot of fun with it. I think one of the rising stars out of just the minimal amount of weeks we brought it came in, especially in that playoff, man. In the quarterfinals, Typhlosion really popped off with 3 KOs that season. Get anything like 6 or 7 kills in total for its regular season, which I think was actually pretty good. I think ended up with like 2, 3, or 4 on the differential for kills on the plus side. So I think Typhlosion is really good. Typhlosion I don't think is gonna be that fire type of everyone, but I think in low tier I would probably consider this thing just because it was such a really good mon flash fire. Having a fire immunity is really good, and choice scarf eruption sets or specs eruption is just super scary. But overall, I think I had a lot of fun with Typhlosion. I think Typhlosion was amazing, and I definitely, if I was in another low tier draft league, would draft this thing because it's amazing. Excuse me. Now we're gonna get into the MVPs, and just by a couple of kills, and I'm gonna do this based off of kills instead of all-time performance and stuff like that. But one of the very most underrated and should have won the Tier 4 or Tier 5 MVP award, I'm gonna say that APA was Drifblim, man. Drifblim, I actually had a lot of fun with. Drifblim was interesting. Driplim was the first time I ever used it. It picked up a 6-0 sweep on its own, or 5-0, I don't remember which one. And in 1 week, Drifblim became top 10 on the kill leaders after just 1 week of battling. Drifblim again then popped off against Jacob the first time because he just was letting my grass, everything just die to burn. But Drifblim was amazing. I love Drifblim, and I definitely would like to try this thing again, maybe with a terrain team potentially next time, or something a little bit more different. But Drifblim was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it actually, and I definitely wouldn't mind trying it again in the future of leagues or something like that, or definitely in low tier again. And the star of the team, you can't be the star of our team in WWC, but you can be a star in low tier, and that's exactly what Medicham was. Medicham was fun. Medicham was very much exciting. It was more beneficial for Medicham to be able to run a scarf every other week that we were able to do it with, change up a little bit of its move sets and stuff like that. I just generally had a great, 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 great time. Excuse me. Great time using Medicham and Mega Medicham almost simultaneously at the same time when we were doing this with the leagues and everything like that. I definitely would say Mega Man is better because of the output damage with also a stronger base attack. But regular Medicham, nothing to slap on, nothing to laugh on, especially like regular flavors and stuff like that as well. But ultimately, I think Medicham is a fantastic Pokemon. I really recommend anyone to try regular Medicham, whether it's low tier or even a regular draft league format, because Medicham can definitely be a surprising threat if you're not careful. And generally speaking, Pure Power is one of the most busted abilities out there, so there's that to help you as well. But that's our season, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the Iowa Jolteon's run in the APA low tier. We were so close. We were 2 wins away from winning a back-to-back APA championship, and I kind of wish we were able to win the championship, but hey, you can't win every single league that you are in. So it's definitely one of those feel bad moments, but you know what? I got redemption from technically knocking myself out of playoffs last time I was in low tier with the APA, and we made it all the way to the semifinals with our redemption. So honestly, I feel like a winner. I definitely feel like I won the league in my heart because of this. But that is it for me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune in for any potential another draft league content or more draft league content in general. And just enjoy the rest of your day. I am Ben Frill Shocker, the nicest hedgehog. I will see you all next time. Peace.